Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to discuss my various weapon mods that I use, what I like about them, what I don't like about them, and go into what they're all about. First up, one of my favorite ones is the M1 Garand. Now this mod, I love it. It's fantastic. Maybe a little bit biased because I do love this gun in real life as well. Looks like Nora's kind of helping me out there. The models are great. It handles exactly how you would expect a high-powered actual battle rifle to handle. The reload animations are custom and sound fantastic, right down to little ping when it expends the empty clip. It comes with a couple extra sights, like there's this scope, and then there's a experimental sight, which is physically smaller, but has a higher zoom.
You've got to be kidding.
Kind of weird like that. You know, you got your iron sights, you got glow sights, whatnot. Comes with bayonets that you can attach, as long as you find the actual bayonet weapon. But all in all, it's a good one. And here is the P90. Which, again, I don't have much bad to say about this mod. That custom reload animation is fantastic. I apparently forgot to attach a light that comes with it, but it has flashlight and a laser, or a flashlight laser combo. Pretty quick melee, good weapon handling, decent range, you know, for a submachine gun. It's I used it for a very long time, until I finally found one of these. This is the Famas, which I fell in love with this gun on Rainbow Six Vegas 1. And I was ecstatic to see that it came as a mod to the Xbox. Now, both it and the P90 are very difficult to find. There is no static Famas's in the world that I know of. You can only get them by buying them from a shop or looting them from, occasionally a raiders will have them, gunners will have them occasionally. I found them most often on Brotherhood of Steel, and then in stores. Now, the unique thing about this is this 3-burst fire mode. Every time you pull the trigger, shoots 3 rounds. The damage is halfway in between the semi and fully automatic, but it is kind of glitchy. It's not very consistent. It's cool. I don't use it because it's just not consistent. Here's full auto again. Has excellent damage, but as you can see, a lot of recoil. All in all, I like it. It has way more upsides than drawbacks. About the only thing I can complain about it is the kind of inconsistent 3-round burst. Here's the British SA-80, which is pretty neat. Custom reload animations again. They're not as good as the previous ones, but still, they're fantastic. Now, you notice it's got a vertical grip, but the holding animation doesn't change with it. That's another drawback to it. It's not really a deal breaker for me. It only comes with 2 sight mods. The iron sights, which you just saw previously, and then this one, that short scope. So it's not a long-ranged weapon. This is the service rifle. Part of the same mod with the assault carbine. Now, I like this mod too. The handling of the gun is fantastic. Does decent damage, sounds good, but right there, the reload animation, that drives me nuts. He presses the little separator button instead of pulling the charging handle. That's not how you would actually reload an M16. It drives me nuts. The handle on the service rifle can't be removed. It's always on there. You put your sights on top of it, which I think kind of looks ugly. But again, it's very customizable. And the handling of this gun, full auto, there's almost no recoil. Assault carbine, you can have the handle on or off. Like right here I have the holographic AOTech sight. Again, full auto, there's just almost no recoil. Here's another one, single fire. No suppressor, you can see it has a little bit of recoil to it. Now here's the weird part. The drum magazine, when you reload, it'll pull back the charging handle. The drum has a different reload animation from normal. I don't understand why this one, you charge the weapon, but not on the basic magazine. Again, that's the only problem I have with that mod. Here's the WH-77 modular light assault weapon, I believe is the name of it. Basically a light machine gun. Highly customizable. This is the 308 receiver. Uses the same reload animations as the vanilla assault rifle. So it reloads very fast for the amount of ammunition it holds. It's very customizable. When they say modular, they mean modular. Here's a 556 receiver version. The recoil, pretty heavy with this. I mean, it's not the most accurate. You're not going to be sniping people with this, probably. But that's not what it's supposed to do. It just lays down a lot of fire in an area. We go to one of the newer mods, the AK5c. I haven't really used this gun that much, but what I have seen, I do like it. Like, the hip firing isn't super accurate. Could have also been my aiming, but it's pretty customizable. Has different kinds of customizations than most other ones, like tape, stickers. It's a flashlight, a laser sight you can put on it. It's pretty good. Custom reload animations. Different kinds of magazines, which I'll get into in a bit. First, I'll go through with my sidearm here. The M45A1 pistol. Basically a 1911. Now, I like it. For a pistol, does decent damage. Handles pretty good. Shoots 45 caliber rounds.
Here we go again.
Has about what you'd expect for recoil. Pretty customizable for a pistol. You know, there's not a whole lot of options you can do, but it's got the flashlight. It's got the little green dot sight. Different receivers. You can make it fully automatic for some reason. And different colors. Okay, so I've shown you how the weapons actually handle. So now I'm going to show you the actual mods you can do. Starting with the AK5c here. It has a few receivers, 3 barrels that don't really look all that different. An interesting thing is it has a folded stock. As you can see here, that's kind of cool. The magazines too. Dual magazines there. This is the long magazine, and then this one is just crazy. Various sights. No long range scopes, but you can set the zoom level yourself, so. All sorts of attachments. Flashlight, laser. Do that on each side. Stickers is one that I have not seen a lot of other mods have. You can change the color of the dots inside your sights. Different bayonets. The right side is basically the same as the left. The bottom, 2 different vertical grips. Damage modifier, you can make it pretty powerful. And the nice thing about the firing mode is you can see the selector switch actually moves. And then here's tape wrap, which you can change the color of, set the zoom. Different skins, worn, pristine, damaged. I kind of like the worn look myself. That's it for this. The Famas. 4 different receivers. 3 different barrels. 3 different grips is kind of interesting as well. And then different mags. 25 round, a 30 round, and a 40 round. Different sights, no sights, iron sights, holographic sight, the ACOG scope. Now the suppressors really don't quiet the weapon all that much. Damage modifier, you see, you can make this gun absolutely insane. Base 500 damage. With level 4 in the gunner perk. Different skins too. You actually have to find them. I have not gone through the effort to find them yet. And bipods, none, closed, open. And then there's your selector switch, pretty much. That's the Famas. Actually, I think I forgot to do a weapon test for the RU556, which this is the weapon I currently use. Has several receivers, 3 different barrels. So not a whole lot of options there, but and then the stocks, there's essentially 3 different stocks. 3 different magazines with different reload speeds and weight. All the sights on this are pretty close range except for the last 2. But it's an excellent close range weapon. 2 different suppressors. I don't really think there's a difference between the 2 other than looks. You can have a laser attachment, different grips, and then a flashlight on the other side, which I love. It actually works. Damage modifier. And different colors for it, as you can see. I prefer the digital black camo myself. All in all, it's probably my favorite weapon mod I have. Now the Garand. Excuse me. You got 5 receivers, different sights. You can see there's the scope I shown, and there's the experimental sight. It's small, but has a higher zoom magnification for some reason. Bayonet, suppressor, a flash hider, tape or no tape, 2 colors of tape, the skin. I prefer the pristine look, but the worn look is pretty detailed. Now for the modular saw. So you have 3 different types of ammo. The 5mm ammo, so it requires you to be pretty heavily invested in the commando perk to get, but it actually makes the gun itself bigger. And different barrels, different stocks, different magazines. See. Now, it's got long-range sights. I wouldn't recommend them. It just doesn't have the accuracy for them. Then, not all of them come with the bipod, which is weird. Some of them don't even give you the option for it. Set different rounds. I prefer the full metal jacket for the little bit more armor piercing. Hollow points just do straight damage. And then 4 different colors. Now, the assault and marksman service rifles, they're very customizable. Different barrels, different stocks. The full long barrel and the full stock are actually wood textured. 3 different magazine sizes, each with regular and quick reload. There's the iron sights and the A2 carry handle. Long range scope. Put a bayonet or suppressor, you know. And the different paint jobs for different factions. And the only difference between the Railroad and the Standard I've noticed is the Railroad has the little lantern symbol right above the magazine well. Here's the SA-80, which these are really common. Gunners carry the hell out of them. You'll find them on Raiders a lot too. Three different magazines, a drum magazine, only 2 sights. That's kind of a drawback, no long range zoom sights. Another damage modifier, and then you've got 5 different colors. I prefer the British one, it just looks the cleanest to me. Around the service rifle is pretty much the same as the assault carbine. Now the biggest drawback to the M45A1, you got all these receivers. You can make it fully automatic there, but then it's got 2 for the same one. So when you demount, like the rusty version it initially comes with, you get 2 of those, and you can't sell them for anything. They're not worth anything, they just take up space. It makes scrolling through to actually modify it take longer. That's my one big complaint about this mod. But other than that, got standard mods, flashlight, no flashlight. Change the color of the grips, the body. I prefer just the normal black personally, but you can bling it out if you want. Now, since I kind of skipped over it in the previous portion, I'm actually going to show you the handling of the RU556. This is a suppressed version, the short upgraded barrel. Handles really good, and the reload animation is fantastic, but a little bit long. Alright everyone, thanks for watching. If you'd like a more in-depth review of any of the mods you just seen, just leave a comment on the video, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. Thank you.